What up, guys? Here's the next wrap for this week. This is a newer Supra, and it's going white to matte black, which is the hardest color change to do. Just trying to hide all the white against the black wrap. It's going to be another mission. We just got the C8 out of here. Owner was really happy with that one, and it came out amazing. So I'm trying to do the same thing with this one. And yeah, so fully white. As you can see, I stripped some things off. I'll go over in a second. But yeah, white to matte black. It's gonna be insane. This car is gonna look insane too with the wrap, because white is just basic, but with the matte black, I'm telling you, it might be a basic, neutral color, but because of the matte finish, it really does turn heads. And with this car, like its body lines and hips here and the way it's just shaped, it's gonna look amazing. So can't wait to put some color on it. But as you can see, I started tearing it apart. This is kind of like a BMW pretty much. It's got a BMW engine. The interior is BMW, so they collabed on it, and it's a very popular car. So as you can see, he's got some aftermarket splitter here. So that, I don't know yet. I don't know what extent I'm gonna take this car apart to. I was thinking I'm gonna rip the bumpers apart like I did with the last two cars, but it's not that hard. But I don't know, looking at it, it kind of makes me seem like I could do it with leaving it on. There's enough panel gaps to where I could, use my tools and tuck it in deep enough. So the main thing with this car is the hood. It's a massive hood. From the front to the back corner is wider than the roll, which is 5 feet. And that's probably about 4 extra inches, I think. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be tough, especially with a matte black color. You got to be really careful and stretch the perfect amount to make sure you don't distort it. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Other than that, pretty simple. That fender is pretty small just because of the hood is big. The doors, I took these trims off. They are just pop clips and a couple screws. The lower side skirts are off. They're over there. And that just helps me tuck. So that was pretty easy, just clips as well. Mirror, simple. Window trim, simple. Door handle, I'm going to get to. He has some kind of cover on him. So obviously it would be white, but he put a black cover over it. So I don't know if I'm going to remove it or just wrap up to there. I'll see. I'll ask him. But yeah, the rear, he does have an aftermarket spoiler, so you can see the holes. This is you can't return back to no spoiler if you ever do the aftermarket one, because you have to drill holes. I mean, you could plug them, but it's gonna look bad. Badge is off, and then the rear doesn't have much more other than the spoiler. The trim's up here, and the gas cap removed. Everything's clean behind the seals. The white cars, man, they just get really beat up. The paint just gets really beat up if you look up close. But this one, seems to be in pretty good condition, so I think the wrap's gonna go smooth. We are using KPMF Matte Perfect Black, which is exactly the same color that I did on my car. So it's going to be a smooth ride wrapping wise, I hope. And, just taking my time, making sure I had all this white. I mean, these bumpers are insane. So obviously they're going to be done in multiple pieces. These are the craziest parts of the bumpers because this deep recess, you can't really push material in there or else it's going to pop back up. So yeah, just figuring out how to do everything. And this is my first Supra. So, we're just going to get down, take our time, and get this thing wrapped. So I want to get some color on it, maybe tonight. But if not tonight, then tomorrow morning. I just want to clean up the rest of what I can see, the edges and everything, make sure the car's kind of fully prepped in a way. And yeah, but these cars, their engine, it's a B58 BMW engine, and they really get up there in power if you play around with them. This car is pretty loud. I'm pretty sure it's catless, and they're definitely fun cars. I mean, it's a coupe. It's tiny. It probably weighs less, a lot less than my car. And you can still definitely have a lot of fun in it. So anyway, we're going to get down on it. This is just a little update intro to the wrap. So yeah, this is what it looks like, and it's going matte black. Final update on the Supra, guys. This thing looks unreal, and it was an unreal amount of work. So hope you guys like it. I know I didn't record much, but this really took a lot out of me. Being white straight to black, you know, that's the craziest, the most difficult color change you could do. So I really just, you know, didn't even think about anything, just making sure it was done perfect. So we'll do a little walk around so I could show you all the details. But yeah, this is KPMF Matte Perfect Black. It's the same thing I did on my car, and it looks amazing. So he got the idea from my car. And yeah, it's just a perfect in between satin and matte. It's neither really, but it shows like a kind of little bit of both. So yeah, this color is pretty specific, but it came out amazing. I mean, it looks 10 times better than the white, and it's gonna turn heads everywhere you go. But this car, in general, it's pretty, it's decent. It's not really easy, but the main things are the hood and the trunk and the bumpers are like the hardest, because the way this car is designed and shaped, and you could see all this stuff going on, you know, the headlight area and these crazy vents. So this bumper alone took me about 8-9 hours. That includes cleaning, prep, you know, inlays, all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, this was an insane bumper. I never want to do it again. Let's just put it that way. And hopefully he doesn't come back to redo it because of rock chips, because obviously if a rock chip hits this, it's gonna show white since the base is white underneath. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start taxing for this car, especially if it's a drastic color change like that, because it really is crazy. Any angle you look at though, I mean, you could inspect this thing with a magnifying glass, all the white is gone. It's insane. So starting with the hood, he had PPF on the front, right? This color also, if you stretch it even 1%, doesn't matter if you do it evenly, doesn't matter if you took it to the shop, I don't care who touches it. This color distorts really easily. When you're looking at it from this angle, you won't see it. But when you start looking at it from here, you know, down low and then going upwards, you see this this patchy pattern, even you know, like I said, with barely any stretch. I try to lay everything with KPMF CQUARTZ colors without any heat. For some reason, they just can't take it. You know, there's just certain things that aren't meant to be perfect in the wrap world. It's a wrap, so you just got to go with the flow. So I actually lucked out. He had PPF on the front, so I literally just used that PPF line to run a seam so that I separated the top and the bottom. Like I said, I tried laying it. I ruined a full 7-foot piece trying to stretch it up to this corner. Just didn't work out. I mean, as you can see, the finish is perfect, and this line would be there anyway because he had PPF, and the PPF was only like the front, you know, you can see the line right there. That's literally the PPF line. So it would look like that anyway, so I just used it to my advantage. Whatever. Next time, I don't know. If someone picks a matte color, I'll try and steer him away from KPMF if I know it's this car, because literally it just looks so bad when I tried stretching it. I just couldn't accept it that way, so I just figured this way would work, and it did. It's perfect. So yeah, other than that, you know, everything was wrapped fully. Over here you can't see any white. So this was taken off too, fully, so you can wrap behind it, and everything around the door. This area fully, so you can't see any white. Very tricky. The door handles are perfect. PPF little thing behind the wrap. Has to these trims, this is a little dent, I guess you had. You could see that in the mat. But these trims were obviously white, so they're very tricky to wrap. You got to wrap and make sure you don't cut the rubber seal. So you can see it's all done as perfect as it can be. And then this, obviously the major thing with the Supras is the hip. So I use the palm instead of laying it in, which you can do. I palm it all the way through, heat it up a little bit, and it comes out perfect. You could do that multiple ways. With the matte finish, you have to make sure you're very careful because it will gloss out. And then this is the back where the spoiler is. So as you can see, everything's wrapped. Inlays in the license plate area, and badges are back on. Inlays in the vents areas as well. Same thing on the front. I don't know if I showed that. But with this, since the spoiler's here, I ran a seam here, so it's gonna cover it. The trunk, you know, like I said, with this material, it glosses out extremely easy. So I try to, you know, make sense of it by using a seam wherever I can. And I also lucked out here because he has a spoiler, so it's gonna cover the seam up perfectly, and just screws in on the inside, and that's that. Now with the trunk, let me open the trunk. So this area is crazy. So originally I wrapped up until the seam seal, right? So I used this quarter panel piece and tucked all the way up to the seam seal. But that was not enough. When I closed it, you could still see the bump because the thing bumps out like an 1/8 inch. Like you can see right there. And it's white. So it showed completely. And I didn't like the way it looked. So I just took a, I don't know, 1/2 inch piece and ran it all the way through. That also holds the quarter panel piece in place. But yeah, that's as deep as I go. So none of the original color is showing. That's just like the extra stuff that you got to do with white cars, because it would look terrible otherwise. This bead of seam sealer is just so thick, and I thought it would be enough, but whatever. It's the interior. This inside is all wrapped up to the top with the bumper piece. And yeah, other side is pretty much the same thing. The gas cap area fully wrapped in there. You could even go the extra mile and do this, but it's not necessary. But as you can see, everything's black. So yeah, guys, I mean, this is an insane amount of work to cover these white cars. This is my third white car in a row. I'm about to have a fourth in a couple weeks. And everybody who has white cars just seen it. Those are cool. Just cut it off. But those lights, he has RGBs. But anyway, to not lose my thought, everybody seems to want wraps that have white cars. For some reason, I don't know, they start realizing that the paint gets so beat up and looks terrible that they just want to change the color. So I don't know what it is. This year, everybody that has a car that has that wants a wrap, the car is white. So it's just, it is what it is. But this is the amount of this is the proper, you know, way to do it. I really do take my time on these things. And you know, I wrap like it's my car, because if I saw any white just standing here, it would piss me off and I wouldn't accept it. So I pretty much wrap how it's supposed to be done, and up to, you know, the highest quality possible. This type of quality, you can literally take it to a show and have people inspect it. I wouldn't mind. I mean, feel free to come and check it out in person. Obviously, the owner's going to. That's all that matters, is that he likes it. But I mean, this is show quality, and these are the types of wraps that I'm putting out. So if you're interested and you have a Supra, let me know.